Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
But a coconut.
But like, is that like a astronaut but for chocolate? Because I'm down.
It's like something, but not.
It's not something.
Not.
It's all about the not.
Is
Only
it
if
not?
you spell it NAUGHT and then KNOT. Like everything but the real way to spell it.
I mean, like short for nautical knot.
Not.
Yeah, I hate it. Glad we hate the same things. Fantastic.
You should all hate it. Everyone should hate it together.
Of course we hate the same things. That's what our channel's all about.
Aw, I think it's a little on the nose, but but yeah.
Oh. Wow. Hello, back Black Frost. Cheers.
Hello.
Oh.
Thanks for the good weekend there. Good,
Indeed.
sir. It was good. And a weekend.
Those are two things that belong together.
Good and a weekend? Yeah.
Good and weekend.
I've been known to be a weekender from time to time.
Is that true?
Wow. They make me work during the week. It sucks. I'd be a Tuesdayer if they'd let me. Sons of bitches.
Sometimes.
Yes. I could probably just work harder and take a Tuesday off every once in a while, but still, come on. CPM, thanks for joining us, man.
Cheers. Some kind of favorite Canadians over here.
I don't know whether that. I feel like the bar is a little too low, or you just haven't met that many Canadians.
I was gonna say, get better standards. You can do better. I'm feeling great. A little sunburnt. Other than being sunburnt.
See, that's why he's saying that he's favorite Canadians, is they're always the ones that'd be like, yeah, you can do better.
Wow.
What he means is so self-aware Canadians. Well, why
Canadians,
not?
they just got to try a little harder. It's, yeah.
You guys are off having some adventures.
Yes.
You could say that.
Yeah.
There was adventures had. We braved the wilderness. Came out on top.
You could say that. And by brave the wilderness, I mean like the same spot we've gone to the last 3 times in a row. But
look, it's pretty brave, all right.
It was, yeah, raw, untamed, maybe beaten down. I will say, holy crap, the grass grew in the last month compared to the last time we were.
It was up to right up underneath the armpits at some points.
Wow. You guys are gonna bring a machete next time?
I had a Trailmaster. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So that I'm just saying.
Cut down a big stick and swathed shit with that. So, you know.
Yeah.
We stomped it down pretty good. We made sure all those plants in that area are dead.
I will say my swathing stick snapped off. I called it was going to. I'm like, I'm going to take Matt out with this thing. I guarantee it, type of thing. And then within 2 swings, it did snap. It was on the ground low enough. No one was injured. That was fine. We only were slightly disappointed. It's fine. We lost Paul, I think.
He's just frozen solid.
It was such a good image too that he was frozen on. It's
Oh, that's not a good one. I thought definitely trailing into that. Oh no.
Dick Richards, how you doing, my man? What is everyone carrying so far tonight? We'll have to probably ask again as the rest of the boys roll through. Joe, you're probably the only one that didn't take an adventure. So what the hell were you carrying this weekend?
This weekend, I had the same thing I've had the last couple of days, actually. Last couple of weeks. I'm still sticking with the CRKT, the M16. It's pretty sweet.
Is this week number 4?
Uh, either 3 or 4. I
Wait,
don't recall.
wait, is this the same picture as last week, but just
No.
different colors?
It is actually different colors. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, let's see. But yeah, I guess I should open it. It's
Okay, that's getting lazy.
Did you take the pictures the same day?
maybe. Yeah, I did.
He had every color. He's just got next week.
Wait,
He'll be green.
3
It'll
colors. No, 3
Indeed.
colors. No. Having been playing with this near constantly since buying it, I'm happy to say the spring hasn't lost any of its snappiness over basically 3 weeks of just doing this.
3 weeks of snappiness?
Yeah, and dodging stuff my fiance's throwing at me.
On average, how often do you have to replace the spring-assisted spring?
Well, with Kershaw, I was wearing through springs like once every 4 or 5 months.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit,
What
man!
are you?
Back when I was-
kind of a knife flipping robot?
Back
Were
when I
you
was
putting Benchmade's Omega Springs in for torsion bars? What the fuck? Like,
no,
you're doing it wrong, dude. It's
both my original Blur and my original Leak, I had replaced the springs on each of them twice. They just,
I
not
left
great.
a Kershaw leak in the snow, like half disassembled. The torsion bar was still okay.
I have no idea
What's
why.
wrong with you, sir?
See, I don't know. Like if it was Omega Springs, I'd say, oh, I'm a caustic son of a bitch. But no,
Yeah,
the spring.
blah blah blah. Soft
No,
springs.
no,
No.
not the soft springs, just thin springs. And with Kershaw, it's like, okay, well, they're thicker springs, and they're hidden in a way where you're not going to get much of anything on them. Like there's paneling on the inside of those knives to protect the springs. I still wore through them.
I need to do a quick aside to call out to the folks in chat here. Dick Richards, Alex Explosion, Ben, Stanson 357. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
How y'all feeling? What are you carrying? There we go. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Regularly scheduled trashing Kershaw.
Yeah. Slagging.
Although I haven't carried it nearly as much, my M4 Blur has never worn out. Benchmade Torrent, which was not new to me, has yet to wear out, and I used to carry that thing a lot. So it's not like I have problems with all assisted openers. It's just for whatever reason that Blur and that Leak.
Torrent wears out. It's just broken.
Sorry?
The Torrent, is that not the one that's like the frame is actually?
Yeah, it's the liner. The liners are cut in a way that
Yeah.
pushes the crossbar.
When that spring
kinda
wears
cool.
out, it's because the whole thing does one of these.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
come apart.
Yeah. It's like a party popper when you.
Hooray! Ah, shit, that was
Yeah.
my knife. Yeah. No, anyway, I'm happy with it, with the CRKT. Good stuff. Better than I expected.
Shall we mention what some of the folks are carrying in the chat?
Everyone except for Ben. He slagged me earlier, so
That's fair.
screw that guy.
So Dick Richards is carrying his Domino as a money clip, rocking some Cold Steel machetes at work.
Yeah.
Matt's got his Jungless Super Freaking Sea Snake because he was bushwhacking.
Here's a story about how that sea snake only somewhat stayed around the neck
True
this
fact.
weekend.
Oh,
Oh, Ben, you know the things.
And CPM's carrying a Michael J. Smith Seeker XL and large Sabenza 31. Because, back pocket carry the Sabenza. Live a little.
I also like to live dangerously.
There you go.
I've never dropped my Sabenza tile or concrete before. No, never.
Stats character.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting some claims here in the feed chat that Ben was trying to be nice. But the fact that you said evening gentlemen, including Dennis, you couldn't just say gentlemen. Couldn't just stop there. You had to set it aside just to make sure whether or not I'm included.
He was making a distinguishing comment that me and Joe are gentlemen. but he would also like to welcome you at the same time.
That makes so much sense.
I'm gonna stick with my slag earlier.
Look, I'm
Going
not saying
down with that ship. I'm telling you.
you've made your bed.
Most days. Most days.
Do you want to go next, Dennis? Shall I? How do you want to do this?
I'll go first. We were in the bush this weekend, so I took some bushy things out. And while we were out there, we had a little bit of some unpredictable weather, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I would
oh.
say probably 1 minute to the next. Some of those things included quarter to loony sized hail. So, but yeah, I always carry my dragonfly, and I was out there all weekend long, and you know, it's pretty, and I actually use it quite a bit. I'm happy about it as a little food prep knife. I cut steak several times with it, so
I'm jealous of that K390. Not gonna lie.
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, I always have that one in my pocket as a reminder, and it makes me happy. So that's what I carried. Yeah.
I think that's such a great platform for. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super cool.
It's in the pocket. Yeah.
So yeah, we survived a bunch of hail.
Yeah.
We made ourselves a cooler.
So I have a tarp that has several burn holes in it. I use it as a ground sheet because I don't care about it that much. We had that strung up because we knew that the rain was going to come down. We needed kind of a second shelter just to put over the fire that we didn't care about. We put that over top of, and when these hail things came through, I don't know if you've seen any sort of the action movies where some guys got like this automatic weapon and it's just ripping like through the walls of something. That's what I thought was the tarp was going to do. It's seriously.
Yeah.
It didn't. It survived. I'm amazed. Old
Too
faithful.
funny.
Yeah. Betsy hung in there good. It's
Alex just called them paintballs from heaven.
Oh,
Yeah, from the heavens.
yeah,
that's about the right size.
These ones, when they split open, it's because you're bleeding.
oh wow! All these paint markers are red. What's going on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Woof.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
Pretty crazy. Doesn't even begin to talk about the thunderstorm that lasted like what, 3 hours?
With the lightning. Yeah.
Just keep going. Yeah.
So and having said that too, may or may not have been very close to the top of a mountain when all of the lightning, beautiful fork lightning. It was a fireworks show. We all loved it. We were all laughing, having a good time. Whether that was our last moment on Earth or not, we were enjoying it.
Yep.
It wasn't that bad.
Indeed. So I think it's about time for me to no scratches. I mean, banged up legs. That's camping. It happens. But I think I should take a moment here, Joe, to introduce you to a new member of the family.
I still haven't looked.
Indeed.
So I don't even know what I'm supposed to pull up yet. I see there's
Well,
4 images.
Her name is Fifi.
That's terrible, first of all.
Uh-huh. It's a little Kaiser Yorkie.
Well, that's pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah.
So, should I throw up a picture with the hat?
Yeah, that's my favorite one, I think.
Alright. Here's a picture of a hat. Also a knife, I guess.
You should also show me that clip again there, Paul. Well,
is it missing a screw, or is that just a deeply recessed shadow?
I don't know. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a pretty picture of a pretty knife.
Yeah.
The Kaiser Yorkie. The Kaiser Yorkie.
It cost me the same amount as a what's it called? Was it
An
the 670?
Elementum.
Elementum, yeah. Elementum, yes.
What steel is this thing running?
S35.
Action's pretty snappy.
It's
It is now.
you definitely have to be on the right part of the flipper. If you soft squish it, it doesn't want to go.
Oh no.
But you can also
It's like that, is it?
I'm failing at this. Nope, I'm still failing at it.
So,
There we go.
And
Brings it to flipper.
CPM looks like a Mayo, but not. Ray Laconico. 100%. Yeah, it's like a mini Keen, is what I called it the first time I saw it.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
It's kind
The
of a
Keen's
mini
a nice
Keen for
knife.
sure. That's probably what drew me to this knife. I've also kind of been going down a Laconico rabbit hole. There's a couple
Yeah,
different ones I want of his.
That's one of Laconico's holes you can go down, I guess. It's
Hey, look.
If you're gonna go down any one of those holes, it better be the rabbit hole.
Indeed. You should look for the picture of our cooler, Joe, and show that off too.
Oh yeah.
so yeah. When God gives you ice,
Make it cooler.
You cool down your meat.
Nice. Very nice.
it worked well. Those
It did.
plastic coolers, by the way, platypus, are they?
Yeah.
Little carabiner with a metal buckle on the top of the lid. They're very waterproof as far as like throwing them in your pack and stuff. Yeah, and they hold a bottle of mead almost perfectly.
Pretty
So-
well. And you can also get ones that have a hose and you can just be a goon.
I don't need a hose to be a goon, Paul. We've
That's-
met.
That's fair.
All right, we bullshitted for 15 minutes. Let's get on to the review.
Let's
Indeed.
do it. So you guys had a lot of fun during your weekend. Would you
It
have
was-
more? Would you have had more fun with a weekender? Would have
No.
been no. Oh, why is that?
Because I couldn't baton it like I did with my mini Adonis.
Yeah.
You did finally. Oh,
I
cool.
did, yes. Mine was, I'm going to say 90% successful batoning before I got it to fail.
Really?
But where is that knife? Speaking of, we're live stream. I'm gonna fix the stop pin on this thing because I was literally batoning where the stop pin and the access lock was. So yeah, I was a lot harder on mine than Paul was on his SHOT Show version. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I was a little more delicate. Mine failed a little bit faster.
Oh,
It did.
so both of yours have had actually had failures.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
mine locked back up immediately with no blade wobble or anything like that.
Mine as well, no issue. Mine had some blade play after I smashed the handle as I was batoning. So I mean, yeah, again, not nice to it. I didn't expect it to, and it seems fine now as we're talking. It's not a weekender, that's for sure. We should talk about that because that's other things. But yeah.
Yeah. So this doesn't have an axis. This
No,
is
it wouldn't fail. It wouldn't fail on you.
not
You're batoning with it. That's fine.
gonna say no lock to fail here. You know, just put it in the halfway open position. That'll save your fingers.
No big ass thumb stud to get in the way either, for the record.
Yeah,
It's
those
either,
thumb
like,
studs, they get in the way.
I
I'll
mean,
tell you.
Paul could probably learn how to Spidey flick this thing because he's dumb like that. But anyway, it's
I don't know. There's quite a bit of tension. There's quite a bit of tension on
stop
that
here,
thing.
guys. Come on.
Well, even. Oh my god.
It would be like trying to open the Manly Knives Wasp. But-
Good way to bust your fingers. Yeah, Jesus.
Probably wouldn't have it. So yeah.
Yeah, but there's like 18 stops in the Wasp.
Are you opening 6 knives at a time? Like,
You just have to repeatedly Spidey flick it over and over until it works.
Eventually, it'll work. Eventually,
anyway,
It won't. We're drifting.
specs. We
we
got some
are.
specs.
Exactly.
Does anyone have some specs? I got specs.
I got
I'll quote
specs.
some specs.
I was kind of relying on you having specs, I'm not going to lie. But
2.97 blade, 3-inch blade, basically. Yeah, stock is 2.2 mils thick. Overall length is interesting. They've got an overall length that's doubled down depending on which blade you have open. So just hint over 7 inches with the big blades, hint over 6 inches with the small blade.
Okay.
Interesting.
all right.
So weight's 2.28 ounce.
Good weight.
It's an Osborne.
Mhm.
2.2. That's about an Osborne. That's pretty light actually for a double bladed.
Is it a
Yeah, with the
2.2
can
ounce
opener?
knife?
Well, it's saying 2.28 ounce for this thing.
It feels heavier than that.
That seems like I want to double down on that.
Yeah, kind of.
There is a fair amount of skeletonization on the inside.
There is, and I've got a shot of that for later, but
But it's got 2 pivot collars, man. Like,
that's got to weigh it
It's
down.
not-
That's an
not-
ounce each.
it's not cutting down the ounces.
You don't know. You don't know.
I'm just hopping over to Blade HQ first to see if there's a different weight measurement, because that does seem kind of sus.
8.7 ounces.
8.7. Okay. So it feels dense. But S30V for the blade steel, full flat grind for both blades, does have the bottle opener, like they were saying. Don't know what the bottle opener is made out of. I would imagine same material that they're using for the springs, rather than S30V. But could be off. That's the best.
Wow, come on, it's $300. They're gonna throw up some 154 in there
Oh.
or some shit.
So we're jumping into price. All right.
I
Well,
don't know. We're all over the map tonight.
fuck, we may
went
as well.
camping.
That's fair.
Well,
That's
I'll
fair.
show you my train of thought right here.
There it goes. Yeah.
Well, we can jump into price. We can also jump into the fact that you said full flat grind, which is a huge improvement on the original proper.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
So
I
this
did
is-
want to dabble on that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely overall. I do think that this is an upgrade to the proper.
You shut your whore mouth.
No. It is.
They're better than
In
Blade.
most ways, the fit and finish
I don't
is
think
a
this-
lot better.
Yeah.
You don't think the fit and finish is?
I don't think this is an upgrade. I don't think this is an upgrade to a proper.
Okay, maybe
I
upgrade
just
is the wrong.
think this
I
is
think
some- Yeah.
it's better. The fit and finish is just where it needed to be in the first place, basically.
And I'm
Uh,
defending the proper like it's a good knife just because I own one. But it's not that good of a knife. You
So-
just have to make it into a good knife.
Late HQ is claiming a weight of 3.3 ounces.
Okay.
So I feel like that's a little bit closer. Makes a little bit more sense with the extra liner,
does
the
make
extra
sense.
blade, the extra spring. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly
Uh,
does.
So, okay, this thing is fairly comfortable in hand. The contouring on the scales is nice.
Hang on,
each-
hang on. Comfortable in hand. Which blade's open?
Well, if the big
unless
blade
you
is
say,
open,
unless you say both of them, that's
Well,
the only way it's
here's the
comfortable.
it's for a double bladed knife, right? It's pretty comfortable. There aren't that many other double bladed designs, modern designs, I should say, out there that are very comfortable when the blades are closed. Actually,
the last effort that Benchmade came out with a double blade was sure ergonomically friendly for sure.
oh yeah, 100%.
Are you hating on my Outlast?
No, you know what's
I
something.
told you it was going to be that kind of episode. We're all dead tired. I got energy drinks in me and some alcohol's flowing through my veins. You're going to get slagged on for the next 90 minutes here, folks. It's-
Mm. Enjoy. Actually, one thing that I wish this knife did, like the Outlast, 2 different blade steels. That would have been something kind of cool to see here.
That would have been nice.
and especially for $300 fucking dollars. Okay, what else can you get for three? Should clarify that's Canadian dollar reduced, but to put it in perspective, for $1 less, you can get an Adamascent brewware, mini Adamascent brewware. I should say. So
For $1
that's
less.
and that's within Canadian pricing, but even so, look within Benchmade's catalog for the same dollar value. It's hard to justify this. And I feel like we're going to get into many reasons as to why. The bottle opener is cute and quirky, for sure.
Well, I mean, for the same price, you could get a Northwoods. Oh, no, wait, you can't.
Yeah, good luck. Find one.
I mean,
Maybe Benchmade's working on that. It's like,
only if
where
it's a
you're going to
pattern.
get another traditional.
Only if it's a pattern no one likes, right?
Yeah. Lion Steel, they keep trying traditionals. I mean, they got a couple that are decent, but
Couple that are pretty good. Their modern traditionals, I say, are better than this attempt, I would think.
I don't know. They just got a couple. Lion Steel's got a couple things that they don't do it for me. The styling of them, I guess, as far as the traditionals. Anyway, it's not a weekender though. So
Are you hating on my people?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
also hating on our people, so
hang on.
don't worry about it.
Wait, let's just take a tally on how many of us actually own Italian Lion Steel traditionals here.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
I've
wait,
got
that's the tally.
I've got one over there. It's actually literally garbage though, so don't worry about it.
Which Lion Steel?
Oh, it's not.
traditional do you
It's not a line steel, but it is an Italian-made traditional, and
have?
it's
I see.
garbage.
Garbo.
Okay, so the Weekender. Okay, with a name like the Weekender, what comes to mind? Not a work knife. Okay, so
Camping.
camping. So potentially something you're gonna take. Yeah, sure, take outside with you, but generally something you're gonna be able to relax with. And I don't know. I generally don't really care for clipless knives that are this big. Generally, like
No.
that
Do you
size.
need me to read you their tagline for this thing?
Yeah, do it.
The Weekender is a redux of the traditional folder pocket knife, tailored for weekend escapes to nature, with 2 blades and a bottle opener. The Weekender has everything you need for basic camp chores, from whittling to open a cold one by the fire.
Okay,
That
fair
doesn't say
enough.
beer.
So they are leaning into that. So
And it's definitely car camping. There, you got a fucking
yeah,
tent in the back of your truck.
okay.
Well, and I mean, when it comes to big, heavy duty traditionals, like yeah,
Yep.
it's not as heavy duty as a rancher. So
That's true. I just think that this knife would have been vastly improved had they removed one of the blades, preferably removing the short one, and just kept the bottle opener, but then reduce the weight, reduce the thickness, increase the ergonomic comfort.
if they had just done the bottle opener on the backside with this this main blade and dropped the price 100,
Yep.
it would have done just fine for itself. Double pivot collar, keep that because of the bottle opener on the backside. Everything about the aesthetic, the ergos would actually be better about this whole thing as well.
Yep.
Everything about it, I would be like, man, this thing is way nicer. I might actually thinking about redoing the scales on this thing too. No,
Look, what you need to do is you need to remove the blade, take another piece of steel the same thickness and just replace it, or just hack the blade off and put back the tang.
Well, here's a question.
Reassemble.
I haven't actually looked at the internals all that closely. I wonder if you could unstack one half of this knife.
It's screwed together. Come on now.
No, I mean, like, obviously
Oh,
you
I
can take it
see-
apart,
I
but
see
like,
what you're saying.
if the parts are keyed correctly, could you actually reduce one spring and just have the large blade? Because if that's possible, that actually makes this knife a lot more attractive.
Can we get the Leatherman guys on it? And I
Uh,
don't mean Leatherman, but the guys that like to modify Leathermans.
and Ben, no, not combining the bottle with the small blade. I'm not sure how that would work. You would probably be looking at a bartender defender from Tops at that point, but Tops is a touchy subject a little bit right now. So it's
well,
yeah, a little bit, not that much.
Took some heat.
Anyway,
let's put up some other pictures. It's fucking fun.
size comparison wise, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair sized knife. Where the hell are your pictures?
7.05 of the incharoonies.
I do like the angle that they put the bottle opener at. Gives you some nice leverage.
The offset angle was a smart choice. Yeah, for sure.
Especially for leverage it with an L shape on the handle. And yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna jump into this size comparison. I was gonna do the old faithful dragonfly, but
We could do that, but this is a little bit more 1-to-1.
okay. And by
Model
1-to-1, Paul and I were talking last week about like size comparisons, and I was going to take a couple pictures, and I suggested the penguin because of the size comparison being so similar. And I can't remember, were we looking at a mini bug out? And we were looking at a couple of the things that were kind of in this same category of a weekender. The weekender kind of fell in between a mini bug out and a full size bug out, give or take, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, it looks a lot similar shape to a penguin. And I was like, oh shit, they totally made a penguin. So Benchmade is 7.05. The penguin is 7.06 overall.
All right.
100th is what you're working with. The blade is slightly different blade lengths, but again, with sharpening choils and whatnot type of thing, that varies the 0.1 whatever percent.
Yeah, and the grip area is a little bit different too, which I don't imagine matters as much with a slip joint. You're not going to be putting it to the same kind of hard work you would expect something like the penguin to be doing. At least in my mind.
And the penguin is just a hint over 3.06. This one, the larger blade is 2.97.
2 points.
So a hint over 3 just to get you in trouble with uptight dudes.
With them uptight dudes.
Assuming
you're talking about police officers.
No, I was just leaving it vague, man.
Jurisdiction.
Oh, there's some uptight dudes in this world.
Just razzing us, God.
Absolutely.
Why do you always gotta be clarified on everything? Can't I just do one of these once an episode and not have to explain myself 9 times further?
It's funnier when we make you keep going with your thought. Too late.
Here's ye old size comparison. I'm gonna throw that up as well.
Does this fall into their hunt series?
No.
Okay, no. I was confused by the orange. That's all.
It's a blue box.
I'll see you at the car.
Hey man, sometimes I want to open a bottle after I've shot a deer.
Use your teeth like a man.
Oh, I've been there.
I don't even do that. No, not into it. Not even a little.
So is it only mildly funny to me that they put it in the blue class, which is marketed towards everyday carry, and then they call the knife the weekender?
Yes, that's not every day.
Every weekend.
It's not. It's
2 out of 7.
Every day.
It's 2 out of 7.
If I see any of you sons of bitches carrying this Monday to Friday.
Look, every day is the weekend if you have the right mindset, sir.
Or no job. Or you're retired, I guess.
You heard me.
I sure did. So, for me, this knife it was weird having it loose in the pocket. Like, this is a weird knife to have loose in a pocket. Like, it goes back pocket a lot of the time, and even then, it's like that's too long.
Joe,
it's a weird knife.
Yeah, just stop there.
It is a weird knife, but
you don't have to put in the pocket on the end of that sentence.
No. But I was just gonna say knives and slang, but even other traditional knives, generally speaking, be thinner. Weekender is kind of thick. Do we have a measurement for the for this dimension?
For the chunk?
Maybe. Handle thickness is 10 mils, 0.4, so close to half an inch thick.
Centimeter.
Yeah, it's less than ideal. And I don't mind larger, thicker, wider knives that are clipped to my pocket because sitting alongside things, it's less of a pain that way. Less of a pain in the ass even. Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to carry this loose in my pocket to begin with, but you're gonna make it this size and make it kind of weird, and now you're making it thick, and now it's even weirder. I don't know. What else can I bitch about? The springs. The springs. The springs are an improvement. They are an
Yeah.
improvement, but they're still mushy.
The half
Routinely,
stop went from a 3 to a 4, is what happened. Compared to a proper. Let's clarify on the half
Okay.
stop and the
Yeah. I have a picture here somewhere. Yeah. So
I
here's the
ground my half stop like more crisp on my proper, so it had more of a
it
a
needs to
click.
it
Yeah.
needs to happen on these as well. So like there's the side the secondary blade, there's the main blade, and it would like if you moved it to that position with your thumb, it would just stay there. And
That's not what you want.
no, no. Um,
Not
I
if it at any
realize
point could spring into the half stop position and just cut the fuck out of you too.
that's the other part I'm kind of concerned about because I actually put a decent edge on this thing and it's ground decently well. I actually got some pictures of the main grind here. Again, I don't want to call this like a knife of half measures, but there's just
You just did.
but there it is. Yeah. And I know Benchmade hasn't been making slip joint knives for very long. Like I don't think there was a period even before I became familiar with them where they were making stuff like this. The
What
closest
is
that
a balisong other than two slip joints that slip and de-slop?
no, you see, Andrew
Didn't they
Demko
say
will
that
have
the
your head for
proper
that.
was? Didn't they say that their proper was the first slip joint that
I
they had
think
ever
so.
made?
I thought so, but I couldn't
Sounds about
recall
right.
directly.
I think, yeah.
So there's still, for me, there's still a lot of kinks that need to be ironed out here. I understand they want to machine their tangs a certain way in order for it to work, but you look at all the modern slip joints that are coming out lately, it's like, guys, sorry,
I have an important question from the chat.
Okay, how
Ed
important?
Backwater would like to know: are all folders required now to have an orange pivot stop or pivot collar?
Quick answer: no. Sometimes they're blue. So
Sometimes they don't exist.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any pivot collars on any of my knives sitting in front of me, but
Nope.
I think that's the only one I have. It's my Rhino.
I think that weird
Alright.
Rook that everybody here hates, except me, apparently. I think that might be the only one I have with a pivot collar. Anyway,
Anyway,
I don't hate
But-
the look. I could have done without it, but it does add a little bit. of
Benchmade
flair.
likes to lean hard into the orange one for sure because of their hunt series as well.
They've
And
got
that's
them,
probably
laying around.
Yeah,
are probably part of why Paul had asked about the hunt series thing is because it has that leaning towards the orange pivot color and the whole 9 yards. Yeah. I don't know. CRKT is doing orange, but CRKT is doing anything that they can think of to work.
Yeah. Kershaw's not doing orange, but they are doing that like bronze colored, which is
And they did-
basically kind of orangey.
They did blue with the highballs
Yeah, true enough.
as well.
here's the shot of the skeletonization. They actually managed to skeletonize the middle liner as well. So it's not like they're not trying to make this thing as light as they could and still have it be decently strong. I'm still gonna bitch, but at least they did go through that extra effort.
They did. They
Mhm.
successfully succeeded.
Again,
With
the
that
fit and finish ain't bad. I just got some major design problems here.
Yeah, I like a multi-blade knife and an old traditional, but I don't use my old traditionals in a way that I would probably use this knife if I wanted to use this knife and then use its S30. I don't want that second blade for that reason.
Okay, so haven't opened a bottle cap since 1968. Good stuff, Ed. Oh, you can attest to the fact that I opened a bottle cap 2 days ago in like a shotgun. I'm proud
Yep.
of my bottle cap deployment
True fact.
skills. Like I can echo with the sound of a bottle cap coming off of something. Like it's yeah. But I understand where you're coming from. It's yeah.
Hey man, Haritos are where to be.
Here's another picture of the. Actually, that's the detemp ball for the bottle opener.
Hey, there you go.
which is a
Yeah.
nice touch.
That's a pretty prominent detent ball. Jeez.
It's the same size in the Outlast for the
That's
hook.
Yeah, it's a nice touch that it ended up in the backspring.
Smooth transition. It's nice.
I mean, that's better lockup than Sogs I've seen. It's
And
So we're slamming Sog today.
well, you were slamming on Kershaw. It's everybody's
No.
fair game.
We should absolutely slam on Sog at every opportunity.
I don't know. GSM Outdoors might just be the rally call they need.
They were doing fine before DSM showed up. Actually, they were doing pretty
XHP
decent.
and S35 and 20 CB. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't there some behind the scenes of like someone who worked at GSM, something went to SOG, something went behind. Yeah, anyway. I thought I found something about that out. Yeah,
Okay.
something about that. And then there was some incorporations with they bowed out and then all of a sudden got taken over or something. Yeah. I can't remember. Anyway, I think there was some business behind the scenesy shit that was a little sketchy when it came to the SOG acquisition, but
I see.
I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong and just talking out of my ass because
to be
No,
honest,
I'll take it as
SOG
gospel.
SOG looked like a company trying to get bought. In the same way that Cold Steel the last year before it got bought did as well, where they were coming out with a bunch of S35 and hey, look at these new steels and look at we're doing better. And on an upwards trend and milk whoever's buying you for as much money as you possibly can. Make out like bandits.
Yeah, I don't know. The level of, for me, that's not as sketchy as it could have been, though, simply because both companies were actually producing quality products.
Anyway, Benchmade Weekender. I was just slamming on SOG, and now we're talking about it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, detent ball.
It's a big shiny detent ball. I'm guessing very tiny spring under that thing. So if you do disassemble this, just be aware there's probably like this tiny little coil. One of those conically shaped coil springs called constant. They're constant something springs. I don't know if it's constant pressure, but anyway, careful. Those fuckers are easy to lose and really hard to find again. I'm sure Benchmade would send you a replacement if you asked for it.
Stop trying to control me.
So one of the things I've noticed, and this might pair very nicely with it, but a while back we did a review of the Anonymous. And I put it into the category as if you're just like, you're not a knife guy, you're just looking for one good knife to do everything. And people are like, hey, cool, what is that? Can I check it out? And they're like, yeah, no problem. And check out your knife. This has the exact same vibe as that, where I'm not necessarily a knife guy, but I can give someone something a little more premium, a little more high end, a little more classic. I'm sitting in a lawn chair around a fire pit at a paid campsite with a dozen dudes drinking beer and someone needs a knife or something and you pop that open and you're like, hey, that's cool, where'd you get that? That's what this knife has the vibe of.
True facts.
They'd be like, yeah, I got it as a gift from the wife or the blah, 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 or the whatever, and you'd be like, hey, that's cool, and you'd be like, yeah, it is, and put it back in your pocket as I'm in sandals and beach shorts sitting around a fire with a Yeti cooler. It's so
that's very specific, but understood.
I'm painting a picture here.
Absolutely.
The word salad.
I do think though that this actually
a water salad.
This legitimately would make a good gift knife.
So something from this weekend that we coined the term of, and it was water salad. And I don't know which one of us said, isn't that just a fancy word for tea?
I think that was Jordan.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know what I was picturing, but tea makes me feel a little bit better about it. But yeah, on topic. This does actually, as soon as you say gift, okay, I could see this as a really good gift.
This has got Father's Day vibes on it.
Yeah, expensive enough, something you probably wouldn't buy for yourself, but as a gift for someone who you say, like you say, is not necessarily into knives. Yeah, okay, I think there is something there.
And I have nothing else. I have nothing else in my pockets at that weekend. Like I've got a pair of tongs for barbecuing and this knife in one of my pockets, and that's good to go. Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm
Right.
going to say.
Continue
Something
on.
along those same lines, quite honestly.
Fair.
Similar.
All I
Same
was
thing.
going to add is that at that point, my nitpicks don't matter nearly as much. Me bitching about the weight or the particular size closed in the pocket, that doesn't matter as much. Because there's guys out there who carry the Swiss Army knives that are like 5 tools thick, and they don't complain about that shit, but they're not knife guys. They just want a good tool to do the things they want to do. So in that light, this does make more sense. I guess looking at it through the lens of a knife enthusiast, it makes less sense.
Joe's going to have the Swiss Army knife community coming after us. They are 2 knives, damn it. I'm a knife
Well,
guy.
that's not what I mean necessarily, but
Hey,
most knife guys I know who carry a Swiss Army knife in their pants pocket tend to prefer thinner Swiss Army knives. Just saying.
is it weird to say that this thing needs a pouch?
It's not, and I was actually kind of pissed that it didn't come with one, especially at the price. Thank you for reminding me. That's actually the other thing I wanted to talk about.
You're both looking at this like knife enthusiasts, though, and I
Yep.
actually thought about the pouch aspect earlier, and a little leather slip pouch would be awesome for knife enthusiasts. But when this is in the bottom of my pocket as I'm flipping burgers,
Oh,
I
not
was
even.
thinking buck 110.
Yeah, I was thinking belt pouch.
oh, wrong
Maybe
kind
not.
of weekend.
If you're wearing a belt, it's the wrong kind of weekend. Is that what that is? Yeah.
For most weekends, Joe. For most weekends, it's
Okay. I don't
I don't
know.
know. I just keep on leaning towards this. Like Benchmade is marketing a whole bunch of these as premium gifts for everyday people, not necessarily collector boys and knife enthusiasts.
But I just don't know if that's actually what they're doing. Because if you look at a lot of what else is in their catalog right now, there's not a lot of other items that kind of fit that shtick. I'd
Yeah,
want to say
so
that
they
some
need
of
to
their
have one.
for except for what I was going to say is except for 2022 models, and look at this year, and we've got 2 so far that
Anonymous,
kind of fit
yeah.
into that category.
I would almost say the kitchen knives kind of do, except they're so goddamn expensive. I don't know that.
The meat
Well,
crafter
yeah.
that you can use in the kitchen.
We were talking briefly even on the drive home back from the trip today about the meat crafter and how much of a big push they're making on that knife in particular. And I'm like, yeah, it's a cool knife and it does a lot of things, but you've got 3 versions out that are in the like $400 mark, and I'm like, you're sure making a big push for a glorified boning knife. Like,
Hey man, don't hate on that glorified boning knife because I want
So
one.
is Benchmade angling to get sold? I don't think so. But you know,
no, I don't. I think that they would be going the opposite direction.
I know.
Oh,
I had to throw it out there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not into this knife overall, guys. I just
no,
it's not doing it for me.
It's not for me. It's too big for to be a traditional for me. I want my traditional to be like that.
Well, let's see. I have a couple slip joints with multiple blades in front of me. I thought I had a third, but
Like,
okay.
If it was that small,
Like length. Yeah, okay. I'd agree with that because these guys are fairly thick for what they are.
Well,
I'll
and
take
if
it's fine. I want it to be this overall.
Yeah.
And if they have any sort of success with this knife and actually playing off of this knife and like splitting it up, like they did with the Lucky from Cold Steel.
Yeah.
Where you've got this, and all of a sudden they do it as a weekender one, and it's just the blade by itself is like a buck 112 type of a kick off of it, and then you have a small one with a smaller handle, and they do it as a pub Kershaw sandwichy style, whatever.
I would be much more into that.
As a marketing ploy. I'm just saying.
I mean, make a fucking rivalry handle version with like 154 cm on the budget. It's like they could expand on it if they wanted.
No.
You know, like rivalry handle.
I mean, thank you for saying no. Not so much the close up, but you know, it's Pick your battles on that one, I guess. Eh?
Yeah, you're gonna have to accept it.
No.
There you go.
There it is.
Full circle.
Look, I'm not saying they'd have to, and I'm not saying they'd buy it, but it's definitely an extra that they could go in, and they probably will because they like their grind.
And CPM, do you really think they were going to be around for much longer as far as where they're going? I know CEO is gone, but oh man, they got the sponsorship and they got the right people to sell a lot of knives.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite in a position yet where things are going to start falling apart.
I mean, if they start slouching, you know what they say. When in doubt, make a bug out.
Wait a second.
I was gonna say stock it.
So as soon as Benchmade comes out with their own version of the Benchmade bug out, that's when we know things are falling apart? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's the bug out 2.0.
Ah, shit. All right.
It's
I thought the bug out was
bug
just a
out.
Griptilian 2.0.
I mean,
Let's use less materials and charge more money. Just saying. Just saying.
that's fair.
And CPM is making comments about firing half the roster on Benchmade's thing. I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes on Benchmade. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much outside of just rumors, but
I do know whoever's running their website's doing a banging job on letting people know when knives are getting released. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
might
yeah.
be 2023. It might be next week.
It might be 2 days from now. Literally 2 days from now.
It might be not even on their website a month ago.
Yeah. It wasn't on their website a week ago.
Don't worry about it.
Now it's coming out in 2 days.
Anyway, same stock thickness as a proper, by the way, on this guy. They didn't change.
yeah.
Just a better
That-
grind.
That whole 2.2 mils or whatever it is. Yeah, it is a better grind on it. But one of the big things, and we were talking about it earlier, is just like thickness in the pocket. Because both of the springs are that thickness. And now you've got two propers in your pocket. Like,
That's at least one too many propers.
yeah,
At least.
it is.
Said
I
what it
mean,
said.
you're not wrong. But what are they couldn't have gone too much thinner with the stock. I don't think Benchmade's made any S30V blades thinner than this. I'm trying to think now.
What's a bug out?
It's a 0.1 inch, I think, right? 2.3 something?
The stock?
I think so.
I don't know. You're
Anyway, I just
yeah, no, it's the bug out's pretty thin.
Either way, though, it's a better grind in the same blade thickness, but it's still going to be chonky in the pocket.
And ultimately, that was kind of what I was getting at. Was like it's
I really like our redesign of this thing with the main blade and the bottle opener, to be honest. Give me that.
yeah.
And not for $300.
Yeah, so what okay, as is, what do you think a fair price for this would be? Because I've been wrestling with that number in my head and I'm not sure where I stand. Because there's a decent amount of material in this thing, but even so.
2. Knowing Benchmade,
I mean, you could drop $50, but $250 would be
Gonna
a
say
much easier pill to swallow.
closer to a 940 in price, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the pricing on a normal proper, we were already sitting at over $150 of the polar bear dollars,
Yeah.
right? You're looking at the 160s to 175 ish.
Yeah.
So I mean, you throw in pivot colors, you throw in a blade, you throw in bottle openers, you throw in extra skeletonizing. Although the proper does have skeletonizing, I believe.
I'm telling you right
Yeah,
now.
does,
look
I
at
think,
that.
yeah.
It has the exact same
colors.
skeletonizing. It's convenient the way that
Yeah.
works.
I'm telling you right now, those pivot collars absolutely came right out of the bin. They're right over there where the Crooked River are.
These are the
Well-
wrong size for that, though, aren't they?
Mini Crooked River, sure.
There you go. Either way, I'm sure they're making something else in this exact same size.
Probably. Yeah. These
Just-
are
it makes
prefabs.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of where these would have come from.
they
Grizzly
buy them
Ridge?
by the million.
Yeah, Grizzly Ridge.
There you go. The one that they discoed. They just nibbled on the parts.
So in hand, we were bitching earlier about it being an Outlast. It is so much better than an Outlast.
It is.
Jesus
yes.
Christ. Yeah, especially with the big blade. Honestly, that back blade doesn't come into play that much. The other way around, however, the big blade being
Sucks.
closed. Okay, the one thing I was going to say with that though is how much heavy duty cutting are we actually doing with little mini blade over here? So
Whittling, some whittling.
very little. In my mind, when I see this knife, I see the bigger knife as being like a food prep and a whittling knife. I see the smaller blade as being like I'm cutting paracord. Just little snippy, whatever type of fishing line type of that type of idea. So
Like I said before, I lean more and more to the idea that you just don't need that blade. With S30 modern steels, I don't need a second blade.
yeah, but this is a better looking blade than the first one.
It
You
is.
think it's better than the main blade?
I like this little drop point looking son of a bitch. Yeah.
So make the main blade that shape. I'll give you that.
Well, no, because then it's too big. You've wrecked it.
Well,
Okay,
That's
but
why I wanted
but-
to split it up as far
but-
as the whole like theory behind the Lucky. I have selfish motives here, god damn it, and it's not for the main one.
for
So
for real
I
for
can buy
real
a
though.
nicer pub.
Well, but
Without paying Sinkovich prices, because I
Yeah.
don't want to pay Sinkovich prices for an FCK.
no.
this thing would have been better split in half. Though. It
Yeah.
would have been better if they had come out with a large and a small.
So again, depending on what SHOT Show blah 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 comes up, and depending on sales and whatever, if they decide that they want to branch out and have a weekender family,
Think of the marketing.
Weekends?
You
Yeah.
got to bring your family for the weekend.
No, you leave them at home. And you go out to the woods by yourself.
and then you take that main blade and you stretch it out to like about a $110 sized, and you call it the long weekend. I'd
Yes, that's terrible.
hire me, Benchmade. Just fucking hire me right now. It's fine. It's-
The garbage
work.
writes itself.
I'll work from home. It's good.
I'll work from home.
The garbage writes itself. Hey man, I'm trying to get the Tuesday weekender thing going on. Stop messing with me.
Oh,
Oh. So, do we feel ways? Is there
My-
anything else
mine-
you want to touch on?
my enthusiasm's at a 3.
It's definitely not at 7.
If you were looking for, again, that gift, that premium, maybe not to a crazy knife high-end collector, even so, honestly, I'm sitting around a campfire and some dude cracks that open and I've got that in my pocket because I got it as a gift. I'm not going to bitch because I got a weekender as a gift. That's a
No.
cool knife to get for a gift, right? I think we're all nerdy because we don't want to shell out the coin for that. But if we got it as a gift, none of us would complain.
If this was
Sometimes-
available for $200, I wouldn't feel nearly as
Yeah.
meh about the whole thing.
Stop making it about you, Paul. I understand you got a cheap Kaiser. No, I'm just being a
Point
dick.
being, though, is sometimes a design falls into your lap that you weren't necessarily going out to procure yourself, and you enjoy it. is
But
what
I
was
think
gonna
that's
say.
the
So
big
maybe
thing
if
we
somebody
gotta-
bought it for you as a gift, you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we got to remember as far as this is a channel and a review and a blah, blah, blah. This knife's not a bad knife. We
No.
just don't want to pay the price that they're asking for it because they're asking Benchmade prices. And they slipped a little while on the Benchmade prices. They did. They forgot they were Benchmade for a while. And they're like, wait, 2 pivot colors? Oh, shit, let's do this thing. Like, it's, yeah. So
2 pivot
You're gonna
collars
put me on
we're
that
per
back,
side.
baby.
About the flyaway here.
It's- What's
All
that,
of that.
Paul?
I said you're gonna put me on a whole tangent over here about the flyaway.
Oh, well.
Well,
talk
again,
about
they
that.
got and the readout and every other D2 model that they're overpricing this year for
Ah,
2022.
CPM D2, don't you forget. Because that matters.
I'll see you at the car, Joe.
Go on, get.
Oh,
And yeah, Cal, for sure, butterfly tax, but they've been doing that since they've been born, like since they were like
since
a
before
caterpillar.
Benchmade, I was gonna say
Yeah.
since before Benchmade was Benchmade, back in their fucking Pacific Cutlery, list prices back in the day for those things were expensive then. Like, it's in their blood, and it's worked for
Nobody
them.
else is making him. Yeah.
That Benchmade butterfly sitting in a cocoon going, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna charge so much money when I get them wings. Yes.
Oh, I want chicken wings for dinner.
Oh.
I want chicken wings.
I want to get them wings.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you for that.
I remembered I have chicken wings right now, and I'm excited about it.
And Dick Richards, yeah, I know a lot of other knives that I'd probably prefer as gifts too. But again,
But I wouldn't complain about
So-
this as a gift.
Here's the thing.
and there would be that long weekend kicking around, having it, throw it in the pocket because you got nothing better going on for that weekend. We'd all do it. We'd all be that guy, even
100%.
though we bitch about being that guy. Like,
Look, the stock thickness is really nice for these cutting profiles. The thickness behind the edge is
you shut
better
your face. This
than
needs
a lot
to
of
be half a
Benchmades.
mil thinner. This needs to be half a mil thinner, and we all know it.
This is less. Look. Just getting a semi-traditional looking Benchmade with a sub 3 mil thick blade. We're already in their good graces.
You get sub 2 on at least that small blade, and then we're talking.
Look,
But
while we're
Some
dreaming,
people on the small one would be nice, honestly.
Okay,
I was
just saying,
actually
I'm
one-
They
just
wouldn't-
saying,
they
man,
wouldn't be.
come on.
They wouldn't be using S30 then. If
And then
they're
you
gonna go
wouldn't
that, if they're gonna go that thin, they're not gonna be using this.
You could
Yeah,
have given
put-
me a Crewware Whittler on the back end.
No, put S45 on it and then charge me $300 and we wouldn't bitch as much because then you got a stable, thin S45 whittling blade because that's what you want to do with it, Paul.
I do. I want a whittle.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
Cal, we all
$3.99.
know about the green meat crafter. It came out of the woodwork. We were bitching 5 minutes ago about it. We will. We're Canadians.
Absolutely.
I don't have control over whether they're going to give it to me or not. They will or they won't. They promise things, and sometimes Benchmade follows through with those promises.
Sometimes it takes an extra week, but
They're trying. They like to make money.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. I mean,
sometimes you don't.
so anyway,
It's machined well. It's a good cutter. It's a decent cutting tool
he
overall.
keeps on saying
It's
good
too
cutter,
expensive.
I gotta keep bitching about
Dude,
Tom.
for
He's
a
repeated it
Benchmade.
3 times. He's flogging
Yeah,
that horse. I'm telling you.
Well, honestly, dude, like, okay, we're not gonna like a Rough Rider is gonna give you better cutting performance than this thing. Absolutely. Maybe not edge retention, but cutting performance. Yeah, sure. Thin blades are just gonna cut better. But this is Benchmade. It's S30V. Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
440A is also probably much tougher than the S30. So
I actually don't think so. I think S30, actually is about the
Touche.
same, if not tougher.
all
It's
right, well,
it's ballpark. It's in and around. It's in and around, yeah. But buy this unless it was on sale. That's how I feel about it.
I wouldn't buy this for myself, but I might buy it for somebody else.
See, my dad would love shit like this, you know? Like that's yeah.
That's
See?
exactly what I'm thinking.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dads would like this shit.
100%.
I kind of threw myself into that role, and all of a sudden I'd be like, "Yeah, I'd like this shit."
Oh god, he's changing.
Brr, 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 brr.
There's
Um,
another picture.
Oh, there. Thanks.
Dragonfly.
I used
Yeah.
it earlier.
Yeah.
I'm fading fast, boys.
Well, all right. We final tally on this guy. What do you give it?
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it as a gift before, so I'll say my enthusiasm's now somewhere between a 4 and a 5. It's not a 3 anymore. This is a suitable gift. It's a nice gift. It's a good knife. The price is too high. So you're getting 1.5 weekends here. Not as much as you'd like. That's my rating.
You gotta leave Sunday. You gotta leave early.
Kind of puts a damper on the whole thing.
Yeah.
You got hailed on.
You gotta be out by 8. That wasn't us. We had a nice leisurely departure.
Yeah. But we weren't going anywhere. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know how to grade this thing. For me, it's I'm gonna leave it at home when I go for my weekend. But I might buy somebody a weekend. But like, here, have a weekend.
That means something different, Paul.
Sad time of night, ladies and gents.
You know what I'm gonna give it? I'm gonna give it sad trombone noises. 3 out of 5. Sad trombone noises.
Still better than what I gave.
He would have given it the other 2 sad trombone noises, but they were out of tune.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh out.
They ran out of the store.
Glad both of our minds went to the same place immediately. Awful. What about you, Dennis? Final thoughts?
I'm gonna give this 13 good lightning strikes. Because I saw way more than that, but at least 3 of them tallied up what this knife probably means.
We had some pretty wicked forks.
I think some of the best part about said forks were after they passed us and they were going east, we were now clear and weather, and it wasn't sun coming out because it was already kind of past sunset, but we watched the lightning go away from us and slowly fade as we were watching it. Yeah, it was like 3 hours later and you could still see in the distance the lightning fading away from us. So 3 of those, that's what I give it. Not the whole evening. Screw that. It's
No hail for you.
No. That felt much better than what this knife makes me feel. That's for sure. But he'll get a piece of it. You know, it's Come back to me when you have a family.
The sky may or may not have been green for a little while.
I came across as so scathing for some reason.
It was supposed to, but I meant weekender family, and it's way funny on several levels. Like, yeah, I gotta explain myself. Jesus Christ.
No, that was good.
It's better that way.
Oh God. Oh, I guess you guys are pretty bagged, so we don't really need to go through any other topics, eh?
Oh, we could make a short one. I thought I had. Oh, yeah, there is one little quick nugget of fun times that happened this week.
Little fun time nugget.
If you all know. You do. You all know.
Yeah.
You're all looking at me with blank faces, but you all know.
I am drawing a
My
blank.
face, man.
Oh, Tops discontinued the cockpit commander because it totally knocks off Fred Perrin's little egg-shaped fighter thing with the hole in it.
Yeah.
And after a 20-year misunderstanding, whatever
Apparently.
that may or may not mean.
I haven't seen any public comment from Mr. Perrin, so I have no idea what his side of things is. Don't even know if he's even aware.
I'm curious on what misunderstanding.
They made a post about their knife, and he commented on the post.
Oh, really?
They need the knife. That's why they discontinued the knife.
Oh, okay.
And they what the knife? Sorry.
They discontinued their knife after he commented on one of their posts about it. Like they posted it recently, and he responded, and then they put up the post about, "Hey, we're taking this knife out of our lineup. Blah blah blah. 20-year misunderstanding. Blah blah blah."
20-year misunderstanding.
That's
What
what
ex-
I want to know.
Yeah,
That's
what the
I want to know.
fuck is a misunderstanding? So the only thing I can think of that might make sense, maybe you guys have some thoughts, but is there may have been a contract that said, "Hey, we're able to use this knife or this design," and somewhere along the line there was miscommunication between lifetime of the production versus the lifetime of the first run or second run, or basically one timeline was
That's
supposed
what
to
I
be. Yeah.
may not have suggested at one point or another, but I kind of got yelled at for it. So
Oh,
you're on your
really?
own.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, that
it-
might be, but the fact is that none of us actually know what's going on. 20
That's my point.
years is only
Yeah.
2002, which is interesting because Fred Perrin's been making, I think, his fighter for a while. So maybe Topps first came out with theirs in 2002.
I don't
Could have
know.
been.
And it's just
That's also curious to see
The-
if it actually goes beyond 2002, because if Topps actually had a cockpit commander previous to 2002, that means that there might have been a collaboration. Again, things
Yeah.
that we don't know, and speculation and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But it was a very interesting post that got posted last week on social media from Topps, and we might not ever know the full story, but it was a little something something.
A little spicy,
if
potentially spicy.
if both parties are happy with the outcome, then that's honestly the
Oh.
most you can hope for.
Kind of what I said too.
Probably not, but you know, when it comes
Yeah,
to
but-
cease and desist type of stuff, it's rarely that both parties are happy about
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
that happens.
But it doesn't sound like lawyers were necessarily involved.
Who knows? And again, you were saying that he commented on one of their posts featuring the cockpit commander.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what said post was? You don't know what he Perrin.
I have no. They just in the because they put up like a text photo
Yeah, yeah.
saying that they were discontinuing it, and in that they said that, or maybe in the comments underneath it, they said that.
Okay, in the post they
Something
didn't
like
have it, and in the comment underneath they just repeated exactly what was in the post.
Yeah, but people commented on their stuff, and they commented back.
And there's where it might have been, but I did read the original post as well as yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't in that part. So might have been in the comment section.
Yeah.
I'm just zipping through.
Either way,
if I could find it.
I spent a weekend in the woods. I drank a lot of mead. Your guess is as good as mine.
yeah.
Maybe
on that,
maybe they deleted the original post because they said
did.
recent.
they actually stated they did.
Okay, fair
The
enough.
thing, yeah. I'm pretty sure they actually started the statement with in the previously deleted blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Comment.
it does actually say. You know, if I stopped to read before scrolling, I probably would have seen that. Oh well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dial back to a weekender comment because I just noticed Cal actually put down I like my proper if I had to choose compared to the weekender. Yeah, but would you like the proper more than a weekender one with just the long blade by itself? That's my question for Cal.
Can I
'Cause-
get the worn Cliffy blade out of the proper, but with a better grind?
No, shut your face. Get out of the chat.
Okay. Bye.
You're no the chat. Just stay out of the chat. I better
Okay.
not see you put your opinion up there because I'll delete it. I'll flag it. I'll get the post taken down. I'll get the whole thing. Delete
sue-
this video because of one post.
Sue you
Cease
for
and desist.
defamation.
For sure.
Have a
Flag
20-year
it.
misunderstanding.
I'll flag this video so hard.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah. And Dick
So the
Richards,
weekend was great.
Perrin has got some fantastic design, straight up G. I'll also agree with pretty much all of those. Yeah.
Oh, you
So-
went all crazy there for a second.
A little bit rubbity.
A little bit robot.
Don't worry about it.
A little worried.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, Fred Barron, double down. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the Eves.
You guys put this energy drink. It didn't do shit.
Oh, mine did. That's the only
For
thing that got
liquor.
me through. Like I said,
Yeah.
I had some energy and some alcohol, and that's what made it half-ass entertaining this evening. So
I can feel myself physically slumping in my chair. I'm gonna slowly but surely end up underneath my desk.
Uh-oh.
your beard has slowly gotten shorter and shorter throughout the night. It's I just... All right. On that note, thanks for joining this entertaining live stream.
As energetic as it was.
Yeah, it was okay.
Hey man, sometimes you spend some time in the woods and it hails on you.
Sometimes it does.
I also, and I wouldn't change it, I still want to sleep in that direction. But for the record, I also was sleeping directly looking at the sun that came up at 5:30 in the morning every morning over the weekend. And my tarp was just beautifully angled to catch that first rays of light every day. So yeah, I had a nice wake up call, and then I had to think about life choices and went back to sleep for half an hour or so usually before I drug my ass out of bed and needed coffee. But
And then I would sleep until about 8.
No, that sounds about right on both
that
counts.
tracks. Yeah.
I would
Every
turn my
morning.
alarm
Ah,
off
damn
and
it.
wait for his alarm to go off, and then I'd wake up.
Yeah. I just find it funny that Dennis did not change the situation at all. Just like, back to sleep.
I like the
No,
angle
it's
I was
the
sitting
sun that
at.
will move.
The following day, I'm like, do I want to be pointed the other direction? I'm like, no, it looks gross over there. Like it's
Wanna
pretty
wake
the
up?
other.
To the sun of my retinas.
It was pretty in the other direction. It wasn't pretty in the other direction. That's
It's-
very much a dependent place
That's-
on where I put my head in a
It's
hammock.
pretty in most directions out there. Let's be honest here.
True, it's true.
Most. Anyways,
Thanks for the cutting edge to get this one almost right on time. It was close.
Almost.
I'm gonna
Couple
blame
days.
Benchmade and not cutting
Maybe a
edge
week.
on that one in particular. But yeah, so
it was definitely Benchmade.
thanks for that.
Somebody should probably go over and like and follow, subscribe to us on YouTube and the Instagrams, because I don't know if we've lost another person on. I think we gained one back. That's good on the YouTubes, but
It was Fisk. It's fine.
that's fair. He's fickle folk, but don't be fickle folk. Follow us, you fucks.
I hope all of those things start with a PH, like Fisk,
course.
and like Pfeiffer.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Obviously.
you're welcome. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, please.
Yeah, eventually we'll have a giveaway, and that'll actually segue us into everyone on Patreon who subscribes to that will also be entered into the Instagram giveaway as well. But also
Next year.
have a big thank you coming back one day over the rainbow, way up high, through the woods, and to grandmother's house we go. It's
That took a turn.
well,
Right to grandmother's house.
after you figure out all of what I just said, that's probably when we're actually going to do the giveaway. It's
True facts. It's a word puzzle for you, Joe. Figure it out.
I
Take
refuse.
a while.
the scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where everyone's just driving in a million different directions now. The words had no meaning, for the record. It's
Do they ever?
rarely, dude, rarely. And I'm the one in charge half the time. Jesus.
Where does that leave us? Don't ask me.
Said half the time.
All right. I think that rounds us out.
I think that's everything. I think that is. Yeah, stay tuned next week. We may or may not have other new items to review. Who
Possibly.
knows? Jesus. Yeah, could be 2 Benchmades, could be 4 Benchmades, could be an immunity. Who the hell knows nowadays? Gee. Anyway.
2 weeks, 4 months? Who knows?
All of a sudden an immunity is up and the countdown is 4 hours. You're just like, Jesus Christ, what happened? Like it's all right, guys. Anything else, Paul? You're gonna bullshit some more? We're done here.
No,
Yeah.
please don't. You're killing me here.
So- All right, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. We will see you all again next week. Same bad time. All right. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I'm the Iron Joe.
Exile.ca.
Thanks once again, guys. We'll see you next time with more cool shit.
Can you see the tree sap on my thumbstick?
Yes. Are we off stream yet?